What is good? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Chuck. Thank you very much for being here. Happy Friday. We are 1 week post Phantasmal. Today we're just going to be talking about how everything is continuing to drop. My thoughts as to how I'm approaching and thinking about the current market conditions in this space, where I think things could head. Um, we'll just be going through all the kind of macroeconomic factors that do ultimately influence what happens in Pokemon, believe it or not, as well as talk about Ascended Heroes, which I know we've all seen already, but I want to give my early bird thoughts on those too. I know we're going to get more card releases soon, so I'm going to hold out on a full video around that, but yeah, let's get right into it. It seems like every single product that is new is just continuing to drop. And that's also true on older sets. Um, some products are still hitting the market at this point, which is pretty interesting. Stellar Crown PCTBs, which we can quickly cover that. We just got on Pokemon Center a couple days ago in a lot of quantity. I said that's not set to go out of rotation, but very interesting to see from the Pokemon Company. Maybe they were stuck printing these and that's why they couldn't print anything else. Who knows? But here they are, right? This is something that I got and I'm probably just immediately going to sell because I don't typically like holding sets that I don't like. And plus, there's going to be a ton of these hitting the market. I just don't see a ton of demand for weak set PCETBs in the future at super elevated prices. So just some thoughts I have on that there. But as far as locally goes, this is just Pokemon cards near me. A lot of Charizard, Mega Charizard UPCs dropping well below 200. I'd say 180, 170 and sitting at these prices. I think there's a lot of anticipation that we're going to be getting more of them. If the rumors are true, we got 3 million, which is a lot. And people are just not willing to pay a ton of premium on most products in general. And a brand new product where there's already set to be more in the future, I just think we'll kind of get hammered. This is something that's continuing to drop in price. Phantasmal Flames, a set that's really not that good, but happens to have one of the best cards we've ever gotten in the Charizard. Let's see how this is doing. There's still a ton of volume for this card at this price point, all things considered. Although people are pulling it, I do think it will continue to drop. $700 for a card in this market is pretty steep. You're just asking a lot from people in their liquidity. I don't think from any investors and people just generally who are collectors or interested in the space are looking to spend a lot of money right now. And that's been the case for weeks. And so no matter how good the card is, I think it will continue to drop. We have exited the super hype, everything goes up forever bull period, which we knew it was going to happen at some point. Definitely at some point. And I think it will be kind of similar over the next year, which is pretty interesting. Just because I think there will be a lot of good sets coming out. And they'll be expensive on release, but then they'll quickly drop. And then I think that's where opportunities can be made. I'm a believer in the Mega Evolution block so far, and we haven't gotten the best sets in the era yet. I think Mega Dream will probably be, or Ascended Heroes, will probably be the best set of the three that will have been released. But we still have a Rayquaza set. I guess there will be a Greninja, and then we have a 30th anniversary. So, interestingly enough, if this was last year, or I guess 2025 this year, and we got all these sets this year, they would have done very well. And they still are doing well, but I think you get my point. Ever wondered what your collection is worth? Well, the Shiny app is here to help. It allows you to track all the prices of your products and updates 2 times per day. The Shiny app pulls data from both eBay and TCG Player to keep your collection's value as accurate as possible. Not to mention, it has the most seamless user interface in the game. I love using it. I love how it looks. It's so easy to use. And the best part is, it is totally free. The links are down below if you'd like to try it out. Thanks again, Shiny. I think there will be some opportunities in the future. So that being said, Phantasmal at 270 and quickly dropping. People who just got their Pokemon Center orders have actually gotten them. I got mine yesterday, finally, a week after release, which is crazy. People are quick flipping them. We're seeing vending machines starting to be loaded up with Phantasmal Flames. And by the way, not Surging Sparks. Not Surging Sparks, which is close to $200 now, probably 210, 220. Yeah, pretty interesting to see. PCTBs, I got mine. I think I'm going to sell both of them because they are not super pristine. They got kind of beat up. I think I'm just going to dump mine and just move on because I don't see a ton of growth for these in the short term, midterm anyway. And honestly, they take up a lot of space, and I don't like the promo card that much, although the displayability is pretty phenomenal. So I might consider actually keeping one. I haven't decided yet. I'm definitely going to sell one of them. And also just like lower my cost basis to, actually more than 0, because selling one right now is literally more than the price of 2 at MSRP, of course. But just something I'm going to do. But as far as Phantasmal goes, really the only place here for me are booster boxes and MSRP at vending machines. Literally beyond that, I'm just not interested. And I think we will get a lot of boxes for this set, just like we did for Mega Evolution, which, by the way, locally, these are getting harder to sell at these prices, and I think they'll continue to drop. Although there is volume on TCG Player. Locally, if you list this for $250, you're not selling the box. It's not being sold. People are lowering it down to $220, $215, which is also in line with eBay. So there's a more realistic price point for these. The demand and the sustainability for sets coming out at $300 is gone. Yes, there will be sales, but inevitably the prices will drop post-release, which is something we've always seen. But to see it to this degree, I don't know if we'll have more booster boxes in the future that will come out the gate at $300 when we have so many patterns of prices just dropping upon release. And now we're entering a period where the Pokemon Company, they are keeping the same printing levels going, but demand has dropped. And we're really starting to feel that. I think with all the product coming out, we have all these collection boxes, so many packs hitting the market, so many booster boxes of these new sets hitting the market. I think now is the time to kind of take a step back and look and evaluate where your risk tolerance is and where you think there's opportunity in the future. For me, when I look at Mega Evolution booster boxes, I see a great set. I don't see the best set of this era. When I think about all the potential in this era, I do think it's very good, though. At $250, I would not be buying it, but I have opportunities to buy at $200. And at $200, I'm willing to just build my position now. Maybe take some profits elsewhere and like some collection boxes I own, things like that. And just kind of like consolidate and look to make plays on the sets that I think are going to be good long term. Because I'm thinking about next year, I'm thinking about the year after, and the year after that, and long term, etc. I think the Mega Evolution block will be very, very good. Just given the cards inside, given the quality, given how popular these sets have been so far, I'm just seeing the potential. I do think that there are some upcoming opportunities with MSRP drops that I'd like to be focusing on. But I'm going to start being a little bit more diligent with money being spent over market price. If it's not close to MSRP, I'm probably not going to be buying it. And that goes for Mega Dream. I keep saying Mega Dream. It's Ascended Heroes. I know it's Mega Dream in Japanese, but we have the name. One quick thing I wanted to say, don't get too caught up in like the font choice. Like I know a lot of people are like complaining about this type of stuff. I don't think it's that bad. I think it's kind of fun. It literally doesn't matter. So just don't get too worked up about like font choice and that type of thing, because it truly doesn't matter. But we got a bunch of product releases, and I gotta say, these boxes, these poster boxes look really cool, and they come with the promo, the Lucario and the Gardevoir promos. Finally, a set that's like actually fun and looks cool. It's been a while since we've had one of these. Gonna have the Gengar. We got the Cynthia Spiritomb, which I think I had pulled up. Here it is. Pretty good card. I mean, nothing crazy. It's just one of those good supporting SIRs that'll be in there. I guess maybe it's an illustration rare. Yeah, it's an AR. The Psyduck, which I mentioned. I'm cool with illustration rares like this. I think are great. Early gen Pokemon, popular, pretty decent art. Again, nothing crazy. And then of course, this is now the promo in the ETB, which is a very, very strong promo and a connecting art to the Reshiram, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. And so, I don't know. I think we still have a lot more card releases. Obviously, the Dragonite, Mega Charizard Y. If those arts are good, this set will be very good. I don't think it's going to change what's happening in the space. But Pokemon's different than the rest of other traditional markets in that there are new releases that come out. It is hype driven and then it's deflationary. So for me, I'm just thinking about the best opportunities out there and just building positions and sets that I believe in, you know. But right now things are just continuing to drop, and I think we're going to be feeling this and be in this type of market as long as the rest of the market is continuing to do what it's doing too. Because in reality, like, there isn't a lot to look forward to as far as like market catalysts in the future. I know we have some rumors of rate cuts potentially happening in December. I know odds have went up on that recently, but I wouldn't be surprised if we don't have a rate cut in December. It's, 25% chance. Inflation's still a thing. The job market is still not that great. I know we had a jobs report come out that looks better than it actually is, but it's actually not that good still. As somebody I work as well. I have a job, believe it or not. I don't just sit in my room all day making Pokemon videos, although it would be kind of fun. But yeah, the job market's still pretty bad. Bitcoin is dropping, and there's a huge correlation between alternative assets across the board, and that trickles into Pokemon. Again, Feds are, according to Reuters here, advising caution against rate cuts. Inflation's still high, so it's still a concern. Although the odds went up recently that there will be a rate cut, so we'll see. But I don't think it matters that much in the grand scheme of things. We'll get there one way or another. But I think importantly, there is a ton of volatility in tech valuations. You have this like circular investing happening with like AI companies, chip companies, and there isn't a lot of profit to show for it with companies who are investing in AI yet. I know Nvidia just had earnings, but they're selling chips too. But again, there's just a lot of uncertainty, and uncertainty feeds into bear markets. As an investor, as somebody who's been investing for about a decade, I see this as a great opportunity to continue to dollar cost average into all the investments that I believe in. I'm still investing in the market, still investing a little bit into Bitcoin, and I'm still investing some into Pokemon. I just buy and I buy. And I think that's the mindset that you need to have, because I do think things could get worse before they get better. Look, everything is cyclical in life. And we are now kind of entering a period of stagnation, but Pokemon is interesting. It's deflationary. There's going to be opportunities here. And so it's important to be very smart with your money right now and to take profits where you can, which is what smart investors have been doing. And I'm selling a little bit just to make room, but also collection boxes, things like that. Like, I'm just trying to kind of trim the fat a little bit. But, I don't think everything is going to crash. I think we'll just kind of go down, maybe correct, retrace a bit more, and then maybe kind of hang on and see what happens. But yeah, there's definitely some concerns out there in the market. And as long as Bitcoin is continuing to drop, which currently, last time I checked, it was like 82,000. And it's bumped up a little bit to 85. But so it'll be kind of trading in that range. But I don't think anything significant will change over the next, like throughout the rest of 2025, because we're still going to get a ton of product for Black Friday, ton of product for Christmas, and then things kind of go dark and get quiet for Pokemon during December, where there is some buying. Of course, you have the TCG Player sale next week, which will be interesting to see. I don't think it's going to like kickstart a bull or anything, but it'll be like a lot of volume happening. And there might be some opportunities there, but again, you're just saving on tax basically, or shipping. So look, just hold on, be on the ride it out, have a good plan, make strong buys, and have a time horizon that supports the highest probability to actually realize a good ROI in the future. That's all you can really do. We talk about what happens in the space. In reality, it's things go up, things go down. If you buy, eventually you'll make money if you hold long enough. It is fun to talk about, don't get me wrong, but you don't need to overcomplicate everything. Even when people are like criticizing the pack artwork, like that stuff doesn't matter. All right, does not matter. By the way, the ETBs look okay. I'm not like crazy about them. And I think that is more relevant than the pack art or the text. But yeah, I mean, I guess they're fine. The boost bundles look pretty cool though. But I think it'll be a very good set. So I'm curious to see how this impacts the market. But most of the products aren't even being released on release. We're only getting the text stickers day of, which is another indicator that the Pokemon Company is super behind on printing. So now it's like confirmed. Which it already kind of was before, but definitely even more now. We're getting Elite Trainer boxes in February on the 20th. There's going to be a metric ton of product for this set, so do not freak out. Don't overpay for anything going forward, period, especially for new sets. So just some thoughts I had. We'll see how far things continue to drop. There's definitely that feeling in the air, isn't it? That fear in the air. Investors are very uncertain. Or maybe in Pokemon, investors are more certain and the average person is less certain, which creates opportunity. And I think there's going to be a lot more opportunity to come in the future. And by the way, Black Bolt, White Flare, these are confirmed. We're getting the like the Blooming Waters equivalent, which I think will probably be a good investment long term, but we'll be getting these for a while. So I'm not freaking out about them. I'm also kind of agree with some of these comments. I'm like getting tired of these giant boxes. Like for Paldean Fates, I will buy them because it's a good set, but like these are going to be exhausting. But they're probably going to be a price that's worth it, that you just have to buy it, So interesting to see. But yeah, let me know your thoughts down below. The race to the bottom continues. And I think there will be more pain in the future. But with pain creates opportunity. So you should be kind of having a little bit of excitement, in my opinion. So anyway, happy Friday. Video tomorrow, of course. Next week, I'll be a little busy. I'm hosting Thanksgiving. We are hosting Thanksgiving this year. It's going to be insane. So I'll be pretty out of pocket for the most part, but I'll try to put out a few videos for sure. And also, congrats to the giveaway winner. Already in contacts. We'll be getting this shipped out to you soon. And thank you to everybody for participating. So thanks for watching. I will see you very soon in the next one. Goodbye.